Welcome back to Whitt Acres. I just bought some new fish to stock the pond and the new fish room. All right, I have 50 feeder goldfish that we're gonna be dumping into the outdoor pond here. I already had them acclimating, so we're just gonna get them strained so we don't have the dirty water in the pond, and then get them right in there. There's a hole in the net. I hope I don't lose any. All of them pop. Oh no, I did lose some. All right, where's the bass? I haven't seen the bass in a little bit, but she's in there. Hopefully she'll find a nice snack today. Uh-oh, stuck in the net. How did you get on that side? Boom. Got a lot of fish going in there. That's 50 little feeder goldfish. So that should be some nice snacks for the bass tonight whenever she comes out to eat. Make sure you wet your hand before you pick up any fish. There's actually 4 down here. Oh, come here, guys. There's 2. 2 more. Oh. Gotcha. Here you go, guys. Find a place to hide. Last video we just cleaned up the pond bank around here. I do have to do some more leaf scooping. I did some this morning, so it looks a little bit better. But we'll be enjoying this pond, but we have a lot more fish to get out, so let's get down into the fish room. Come on, pup. Well, as you can see, I kind of went on a shopping spree today. The pet store had a sale and I decided to just pull the trigger on a few things that I've been looking at. And since this tank is brand new, I can treat it like a quarantine tank, but I might end up giving the frogs some tank mates too. The first bag we have here, we have a German blue ram, and I really wanted them. They have beautiful coloring. And we also have a thick lip gourami. These are really beautiful fish, and I want to grow them out a little bit so they can go in the tank with my angelfish scar. And then we have a beautiful coloring of the platy. This is a live bearer, so it's going to be dropping live babies, and I really wanted to get some of these, and these ones have a gorgeous red and starburst yellow color. And in the last bag we have a catfish and an eel. So we're going to get these all out into the tank. They've been acclimating for about 10 minutes now, so they should be good. But I do want to pull out those 3 minnows if I can get them before I drop all these guys in. All right, let me see if I can catch these guys. Probably enjoying this tank. Come here, little fella. Come here. Come here, little fella. It's probably not going to be easy, puppy. They got some places for cover. Alright, I changed my mind. I'm not going to try and catch them right now. We're just going to go ahead and get these guys in the water so they're out of their bags. I actually have to go run and pick up some hay for the homestead, so I'm going to go do that. And then afterwards, if I still want to get them out, I'll try and catch them then. Alright, I have my net here over a bucket, and we're just going to be dumping the bags through the net, collecting the fish, and then we can drop them into the tanks. Alright, let's get these beautiful platies next. Into the water. Oh, their colors are amazing. What's your nose, pup? And these guys, I think I'm going to put these ones with the frogs. Not a lot of room here on the top. Now the catfish in here is a sun catfish. It can get pretty big, so we're going to be upgrading its tank as it grows. And the eel in here is, I believe a dinosaur eel, it was labeled. And I believe they're both nocturnal, so we might not see a lot of them once they go in here. So I wanted to put them with the frogs instead of putting them up in this tank, because they are predators. And if I try and put them with any shrimp or anything else, they might end up eating them. So if they eat anything in this tank, I'm not too worried about it. And they're definitely not big enough to eat the frogs. So hopefully the frogs don't eat them. Let's go ahead and put them in. This might be the last time we see them. Oh, the eel's swimming out. He didn't like it. Go ahead, buddy. Go ahead. Catfish out, eel out, and then see if they just drop to the bottom and disappear. The catfish is finding the cave. The eel's actually going around and exploring a little bit. They had albino ones, but I wanted the one that was gray and a little bit normal, had a little bit of color in it. Since the albino frogs were in here, I went with the normal eel. You're just checking out the frog, buddy. Catfish found his cave. Might be one he likes in there. That guy looks awesome in there. Look at him swimming. That is sweet. And we also have another bag over here I'm putting in the betta bowl for now. They actually have 2 black, all black mollies and 1 gold molly, as well as 3 mystery snails. I'm gonna put these guys in the bowl because it's gonna be easier to catch them later. I think that's everybody. Is that everybody? The gold one in there? You guys see the gold one? Fall in the bucket? Oh, she's in the net somehow. There she is. Jeez, she got stuck in the net. That is a gorgeous color. I believe that's the gold lyre tail molly. Gorgeous. Alright, I gotta go. I'll bring her right back whenever I get back. You're hiding behind the filter. I am going to be changing that sponge filter out. I did just get a new one, but I have to customize it because they're kind of just junky ones from Amazon. So it's been a couple hours since I put them in there, and I've actually had the lights off since I put them in. If you've noticed from the last video, we did get some new lights. So we'll have the big reveal on the upper tank. Boom. That is a good looking tank right there. Look at the colors on those platies. I do have a heater now and a new sponge filter in this tank, but I did still have to use those plant weights to hold this one down. But they look good in there. Here's the German blue ram hiding in the Bacopa forest. Not sure where the gourami is yet. I'm trying to count all 8 of the platies though. That's a little hard. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I see 6. Oh, the gourami's right in front of me. Look at her. Oh, that's gorgeous. That is a good looking fish. This tank's gonna be awesome now with all these new fish in here. And the minnows are still hanging out right here on the bottom. It looks so much better. We're filled up with fish. These mystery snails are actually gonna go in the other tanks. I just didn't have time to put them in there earlier. And once I make sure these mollies are healthy, I'm gonna be moving them into the 29 gallon. This tank actually has a lot more food in it for the snails because it has the algae buildup that the new 20 gallons don't yet. But I'm gonna let them all get settled in and we'll check back in on them in the morning. Alright, well it's actually been a few days, so everybody's had plenty of time to settle in. I've been loving this upper ecosystem tank with the German blue ram, the thick-lipped gourami, and the 8 sunset platies. I don't know if they're actually the sunset platies, I just got them as assorted platies, but they have a bright sunset color to them. Also in this tank you can see the white mystery snail I added, mainly because I had the white gravel in here, so I just went with the white snail. So in this tank with the platies, the ram, and the gourami, they pretty much swim all through the water column, but nothing really uses the cave down below. So I ended up pulling the dinosaur eel or the great bisher out of the bottom tank and putting it in the upper tank. And you can't really tell right now, but the bisher is all the way in the back of the cave. He's been using the cave since I put him in there, so I feel like the whole tank's being used now. You can just barely make out the whiter part of his underbelly in there. Come on out. Oh, there he is. So I'm really happy with the stocking of this tank right now. One thing is though, I never did catch the 3 rosy red minnows that I started the tank with. I did find one dead, it floated to the top. I pulled that one out and I did feed it to Balthazar. But the other 2 I haven't seen, so they either crawled under something and died and haven't floated up, or the bisher's been eating them, I don't know, but I have not seen those other 2 rosy reds. But so far all the new fish that we added are doing great. We have the 7 platies that are swimming around here, but I did see the 8th one down there by the sponge filter. He's swimming around. Coming out. He looks awesome in there. I'm glad I put him in the upper tank. He's not actually nocturnal like I was saying before. The catfish is nocturnal, but this guy's not, so he doesn't really need the dim lights like the catfish likes. Look at him. He looks awesome in there. But this being a new tank, it doesn't have a lot of the beneficial bacteria started up in it yet, and it is a new sponge filter in there as well. So I'll just be taking a little bit of water out and putting some fresh water in, just keep up with the water quality until the bacteria has time to colonize everything in there. Down below here, the frogs have been doing well. They've been eating well too. It's been fun to actually feed them with the tweezers. They're ferocious eaters. And they do leave a mess with the tubifex block, so a lot of it floats around for the guppies and the baby guppies that are in there. And the sun catfish is pretty personable coming out a lot of the time. It does hide in the sticks, but it does use a lot of the water swimming around. I don't think it's really afraid until the frogs really move, and then it has its hiding spot back here in the wood. So that's been working out really well. The frogs have the cave and the catfish is up there in the wood and the guppies are up there in the top of the water. And I feel like this whole tank's getting used too. I'm not sure why, but I did find the golden molly dead this morning. The 2 black ones are still good in here, and all the little guppies and even the guppy fry are good in here. I did look at the golden molly and I didn't see anything wrong with it, like ick or anything very obvious. So the gold molly got fed to Balthazar as well. We don't want anything going to waste, and I will try and get a refund for that fish because it is within the 14 days. Obviously it died in the first 2, and where I got it from has a 14-day guarantee on the fish, so I'm going to try and get another one. Over the last few days I also wanted to do a water test on the 2 big tanks. I got them in place on the double stack rack, and I wanted to do a final water test where they're going to sit before we did any scaping on them, and it's a good thing I did because the 55 gallon ended up leaking. Well, I was doing a test fill on the 55 gallon before I wanted to do any scaping. I wanted to test fill it again inside just to make sure it doesn't leak. And it's a good thing I did because we have a leak. Look at that. I don't know why it's showing up now. Maybe because it's sitting a little different than it was outside, but it did not leak for over a week outside. But as soon as I filled it up in here, we immediately have a leak. So I have it draining out the door, trying to get it empty before it empties all of its water inside. But it's coming down. So I'm just gonna try and keep this from making too much of a mess till it empties out. This is why you test fill. The lady I bought it from did say it had a leak, but I put it outside completely full on dry plywood for 7 days and it never leaked. But once I got it in place on the shelf, it did leak. So I'm gonna have to reseal that aquarium, so that's gonna be in an upcoming video. But thankfully, when we filled up the 75 gallon up there, it has been full for 4 days now and it has not leaked. So I'm happy that one's not leaking because it's brand new and we're gonna be scaping that one soon. I already got some buckets of sand washed out for it. I just need to figure out how I want the scape to look. That's gonna be all for this one. We got some beautiful and interesting fish now to raise up inside the fish room. And if you have any questions about the tanks or the scapes or the fish here in the fish room, make sure to leave a comment down below. If you want to keep following along with everything here at Whitt Acres, make sure to subscribe down below. Hit that like button before you leave and you can see me and Echo on the next one. Thanks for watching.